Okay. So you kind of start walking up the steps. As you do, you see a captain kind of up in the top of the bridge area. It's interesting bridge due to the fact that you do see a wheel that's there that looks like a large kind of a ship wheel. However, there's no pulleys or anything there. And as you do go up there, you do see that the wheel sort of has this kind of this magical aura that kind of surrounds it. And you see the captain slowly kind of turning it just with one hand as he's standing there. It's the same gentleman that had checked you guys in when you came in.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to see a higher view. I've never been on a large ship like this.
No problem. Come on in. Yeah, please. Come on up here and kind of take a look. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, thank you. Yes, it really is.
I agree. I love this time of year. It's gorgeous.
Boy, this ship sails so well.
Aye, it does.
Must be one great captain. Have you been captaining this boat for a long time?
For quite some time. Yeah.
It's an interesting ship. Is it from Yartar originally?
No, not from Yartar. Nope. It's actually from the south, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful boat. Steers very, very well, as you can tell. Gotta have good men downstairs pulling the oars, though.
Yeah, where do you hire them from? Are they from the south, too?
They're from the Yartar region.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we try to support the Yartar city since the noble people love our boat. You know, we want to take care of the people around, of course.
How do you command to them to oar properly?
Usually they're pretty well trained. Sometimes I have to kind of yell down, and there's a small tube now that's there that it looks like a hollow bamboo, and it's kind of going down and into the floor itself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look out the windows in awe.
Okay, alrighty. So you're kind of taking a look. You do see that you guys are now sort of in the countryside of the area surrounding Yartar.
Do I see anything else peculiar around there? Do you want a perception check? Or?
Yeah, if you'd like to, sure.
I'll just hang out here for a little bit while the guys are doing the other stuff.
Alrighty, sounds good.
While he's doing that, Relenia will do her best to find ladies' room.
Okay. Yep, so I don't see it on here, but I'm sure they have one. So we'll say up the stairs on the aft section has the ladies' room.
When she goes to find the ladies' room, she'll make sure that, or do her best to make sure that Lady Italia does not see her go into the bathroom.
Okay, alright, sounds good. So you're able to kind of sneak up there. Lady Italia seems to be focusing on others throughout the room. So you're kind of up there. Are you going to shape change back, I assume?
Yeah, so I'll find an empty stall, and then I'll go in and shape change back, and then change into the fine clothing.
Gotcha. So yep, you can definitely do that.
And then I'll come out, and I'll go over and find Barry, and I'll just tell her everything that I saw.
Gotcha. Yep, that sounds good. And then you guys are kind of in there. You see that Melton's still gambling away.
Platinum on each table. I don't know if that's a very big deal or not.
What's that again? I missed it. I'm sorry.
And then down at the bottom, there's the oaring stations, and that there's this sweet drink that I didn't recognize that's laid out for each of the and I'll tell her that Lady Italia is not wearing the necklace we're looking for, but she definitely knew that I was not a rat. Somehow.
I've been watching her, and it doesn't look like she is using any magic either.
It's because you guys matted my hair down. So it didn't look natural.
That's
awesome.
The captain adieu and go looking for the rest of the party.
All right, yeah, Captain bids you adieu. Looking out the windows, you don't see anything peculiar at all. You just see that people are randomly milling about the side of the boat, and on the outside, it's kind of a beautiful night. You see general wildlife on the sides, but nothing out of sorts. You see Melton suddenly, he puts a large bat of 50 golden goose, and they slowly get pulled away as he's feverishly trying to make more money at the table. He's doing all right. He's doing okay. And then you kind of come down and see Relenia is now there, dressed in nice garb and whatnot.
Well, I wouldn't be doing all right if I didn't have my cheating dice.
I know, it'd be rough, right?
So would.
Yeah, it sure would.
So I'll tell Relenia and Barry about the ship's wheel at home and and the captain, and how the wheel appears to have some sort of magical ability. And they have just the captain up there, and then he calls down to the oars.
I don't know anything about ships, but that doesn't seem normal.
Yeah, steering wheel, and yeah.
You said the boat was from the south? Came up from the south?
Yeah, he said the boat came up from the south, but they use rowers from here in Yartar. He wouldn't say exactly where in the south. I made it up there pretty easy, but my charisma isn't that great, so maybe somebody else could get more out of them.
You suddenly see the lady in the purple dress kind of nods to a noble. She takes more of his chips. He kind of stands up, kisses her hand, and walks away. And she sort of stands up and takes a drink from a glass. Appears to be like she takes a long draw from it. However, when she sets it down, the glass seems to be exactly the same level, the liquid, as when she drank from it.
Is it that same absinthe stuff?
Yeah, it's the same stuff. Yep. She kind of gets up and starts to move around the room. You see that Pao Ming now was working kind of where the money was and whatnot, and slowly is starting to move about the tables.
Does it look like she's coming towards us, or just...
No, just generally.
around?
Yeah, just generally wandering the tables. And the purple lady, kind of gets up and appears to kind of walk over to one of the hors d'oeuvre tables, picks up some food. You notice nobody sits down at that Sava table, though. And after she gets something a little bit to eat, she goes back and sits down, and you see yet another noble person comes over and sits and greets her and kind of small talk, and they set up the game again and start to play.
Is that powwow coming by the dice game at all, or no?
Just generally moving throughout the tables. So kind of, just checking on the table, seeing where things are at, how things are going.
Yeah, I'm sure she's seen one of those dice before.
Yeah, if she gets close to us, I'll tap Melton on the shoulder.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Maybe.
Uh,
You broke
are-
up.
Yeah, is she heading this way?
She's milling about the tables. She's not towards your table. She's kind of on the other end of the room, but she's just kind of milling about like you would expect a pit boss normally to do.
Yeah, you see, Melton's. He's all in it there, Barry. He's hunched over the table. You can see it in his eyes.
You notice the dealer seems to be a little bit frustrated. Can't quite figure out. Everybody around the table is really watching kind of what's going on. There's a lot of cheering going on and whatnot. Oh my goodness.
Okay, this should be the last one if you win.
Nine total. All right.
That's it.
That's a
I'll
3.
stay on it.
5. 7. 8. You win.
Woohoo!
So you kind of hear the whole crowd cheers and kind of a loud roar comes up. The dealer kind of pushes all the kind of golden goose coins over to you, and suddenly you notice that Pao Ming kind of starts to come over, and she kind of whispers something into the dealer's ear. Uh-oh, Melton. It's not a 1.
Yeah, Melton.
So you rolled a 3, but I rolled a 3. So so you're able to switch out your dice, and you kind of see Pao Ming and kind of says something sternly, and she smiles and she says, "The table is closed for the next couple minutes. The dealer is feeling unwell, and we'll be back with a new dealer shortly. I'm sorry, folks." And
Okay.
she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, and she says, "You've done very well. And your name?"
Oh, my name is Belton Mingles.
That's right. And you, I think, bought 10 Golden Goose tokens, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I got 10 Golden Goose tokens.
And how have you done?
Not as good as I could have done. I lost some big hands.
Ah, but it looks like you have more than 10 chips there now.
Well, I haven't really been counting, but I guess so.
You may want to try your hand at some of the other games, like Sava. I'm sure you'd do wonderful at that. I'll be interested to see how many chips you have when you cash out.
Well, what you see right now, I'll just cash out and let's see. I'm a dice guy.
Oh, no. Feel free. I mean, you're okay to stay. Yeah, I don't want to take away your fun. You've done so well. I would hate to break your streak.
Yeah, I'll look about. I mean, I'll look around and see if there's any other games.
Good idea.
It's nice meeting you.
You too. I look forward to seeing you at the end of the night.
When she touched him, did she do anything to him? Like put anything on him or cast
Interesting.
anything?
Yeah, it's a perception check.
Well, my pass was a 16, but I noticed anything.
Yeah, no problem. No, you didn't notice anything, and she didn't cast anything or put anything on him. However, you notice that it wasn't not sort of a touch of, hey, kind of tap on the shoulder. It was more of kind of feeling underneath his apparel. Kind of like a firm grasp, almost like fingers kind of moving to feel like shoulder bones and things like that.
Oh, right. You look like a halfling.
Yeah, the size of a gnome, so I mean.
Right.
Yep. You see that Pao Ming kind of stands at the table. The rest of the people have left the table. They seem to have moved on to the other tables and whatnot. And Pao Ming is kind of waiting, and you see a very tall elven gentleman comes back to the table. He's dressed as like the others are. However, you notice that his jawline is very sort of pointed to it, and he seems to have kind of these very dark eyebrows that are quite thick. And he seems to be kind of nods to her and kind of comes back to the table and says, "Table is open. Anybody who's interested, please step up."
I gotta use the restroom. I gotta go right now.
Restrooms are upstairs. Help yourself.
And so I head on up.
Gotcha.
I'll nod to Powell and follow him, stand away outside.
All right,
Since
gotcha.
we're, his security detail.
Yep, that's right. So Pow nods abruptly and continues to kind of move around about the room.
I'll follow too.
Okay.
So while we're standing guard there or whatever, I'll tell Barry, hey, maybe you should talk to this Lady Italia, since the lady at the Winter Winds told us to say hi to her. Maybe that's all.
Yeah, I think that's our next option is to go over and speak to her. I just didn't feel comfortable leaving Melton at the dice table alone.
So Melton, you guys are all upstairs at this point. There's maybe one or two noble people that kind of come up and use the facilities that are there and then go back downstairs. However, you guys are relatively alone up here.
You know what he's trying to wondering where using the facilities goes if it's on the top deck.
They actually have a portable holes that they have you pee in.
Okay.
That was on the poop deck.
It's on the poop deck. That's right.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, gotcha. So you guys are upstairs near the restrooms using their portable holes in the poop deck, and we are kind of upstairs. The night, it's probably been a few hours now, really, to be honest with you, since you've been on the boat, and people, again, continue to kind of mill about.
Okay, Melton, you want to go talk to this Lady Italia, the woman in the purple dress?
Oh, yeah. I'll go talk to her.
All right, so you continue back down the stairs. Oh, go ahead, Rilla. Sorry.
This lady, she knows magic. She probably already knows, Milton, that you're not who you appear to be. When I was under her table, she saw me. Somehow she saw me. And then she was also able to recognize me as not an actual rat. I've never had that happen before. I don't know how she did it.
Oh, what do I want to talk to her about anyways?
Well, we were supposed to say hi to her and that maybe she might be a good connection or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh no, if you don't remember, none of us will remember.
So she, Lady DeSolio had asked you guys to come out to talk to her because there may be some connection to the boat, or she may know something about with the noble people and being on the Grand Dame.
Oh, the people disappearing?
Yep.
And Lady DeSolio was the owner of the Winter Winds?
No, I'm sorry. Lady Rosolio was the person who makes all the boats, and her son was the one who was afflicted.
Oh, I thought her name was Desalia.
Or Desalia. You're right.
Desalia.
You are absolutely correct. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting my O's mixed up in my A's and my Z's.
And that's who
Lady
we're going to talk
Rizzuto.
to?
Suto. Yeah.
Okay, so I saunter on over with my big pile of golden gooses.
Okay, alrighty. As you walk over, you see that she's just sitting at the table, kind of relaxing. It seems like most of her regular players are probably now done, and she kind of smiles and says, "Please have a seat."
Why, thank you. Why, thank you, my lady.
And who are your friends?
Oh, those are my they're my associates. They're my security.
Ah, I see.
I try to look imposing, all 3'2" of me.
Yeah, she kind of smiles.
Grab a chair, stand on it.
She says, I think I may have met some of you before. No?
Well, a friend of mine, he's kind of a rat, but yeah.
Interesting. Please, have a seat. Have you ever played this game before?
Oh, no, I have not.
Oh, please. Well, let me teach you. I have to tell you, I'm really quite good, though. Pretty renowned. I apologize if I'm not if I take your money. It's not personal, of course.
Well, it's only business, but what are we betting?
So she says usually the minimum bet is 5 golden geese. However, for me, it's typically 20.
Yeah, I'll bet 20 golden geese then.
All right, and she says you have to make pretty much move the pieces around, and it's a game of skill, deception, and insight.
Okay.
So the way the game works is you have to make a intelligence, which is a Sava check, which is kind of your knowledge of the game and how the game works. So it's just a straight up intelligence check. The next one is an insight check, and the last one is a deception check. You make all 3 rolls. I make my 3 rolls, and then when you're done with those 3 rolls, you total up the points, and it's the game.
So intelligence.
Yep.
Deception.
Yep.
And what was the last one?
Can I give him guidance on any of those?
Yeah, you can. You can give him guidance on one if you'd like to. The other one is insight.
Insight. Give me guidance on this one.
I shall. It's a D4.
Alrighty. Yeah, what's your total? Yeah, they're good rolls.
44.
44, very nice. Hang on, I gotta look up her stats real quick. I thought I had them
Or
here.
wait, 48. My bad.
48? Okay, gotcha. I apologize, 1 second. I thought I had it. Alrighty.
And so as we're playing, we're kind of chit-chatting.
Alrighty, what would you like to chit-chat as you're moving the pieces about? And she kind of looks at you and she says, "Are you sure you haven't played this game before? You're pretty good at it."
I haven't. I think it's beginner's luck.
I think it's probably more than beginner's luck, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's beginner's luck. So, what do you do here? Did you own this boat?
She gets advantage on her rolls.
Oh, there you go, the first one.
Yep. No, I don't own the boat. I come on daily, to be honest with you. She says it's a beautiful thing, and there's a lot of interesting people on this boat.
Oh, wow. Yes, there are. Well, she's got 2 more dice, 2 more rolls.
She does, yep. Looking here to see what her modifiers are.
So, I hear something about, you're missing, the family members get missing from nobles.
She looks at you and she says, I don't know anything about that. Please, concentrate on the game. You may be losing. I think you're really good, but I want to make sure that we don't have any issues. And then she kind of starts to move a few pieces again, and what's my last one? Is deception. This is with +5. And so 10, 22, 3, 41. What'd you roll? 44?
48, actually.
48. Nice job. So you kind of beat her at the table, and she kind of looks at you and she smiles and she says, "Well played, my friend. Very well played." She kind of takes her tokens and kind of pushes hers towards you, so you would get, I forget what you bet, but you get whatever that is back.
It was 20, you said.
So another 20. She kind of smiles and she says, "You are a wonderful player." She actually reaches over and grabs your hand, picks it up, kisses the top of the hand, and puts your hand down, and she says, "I apologize, I need to use the restroom. I'll be back."
Thank you, my lady.
You too. And she kind of pushes her chair back and she smiles and looks at all of you and nods, and you see her slowly kind of walk up and start to go up the steps.
I'm gonna nudge Barry.
Did she cast anything?
She's going to the poop deck.
I think she wants you to follow her to the poop deck. Chicks never go alone.
Go alone.
There's always a couch in there.
I'll follow her.
Poor Barry. Only true female. So yeah, you follow her up there, and she goes into the restroom, and comes out shortly later, and she goes, "Oh, hi, sorry, I didn't see you there."
Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. You have a very skilled Sava player down there that you protect.
Yeah, I think it was beginner's luck. He is just the luckiest person I've ever met.
You and I know that luck doesn't go that way, right?
Well, some people are blessed.
Some are indeed, aren't they, my dear? Please, could we go downstairs, or are we all set?
Of course, of course.
Of course. And she kind of says, please, after you.
No, please.
Oh.
I shall follow you.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that. And she sort of kind of flows down the stairs as she does, and she kind of turns around and she says, Tymora looks after us both, doesn't she?
She does bless me. That is true.
She does me as well. And she kind of walks down, and you see her kind of walk back to the table, and she sits down, and she says, sir, and she looks to Melton, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name again. Was it Melton?
Belton. Belton Mingles.
That's right. How could I forget? Belton, that's right. It's a pleasure. I apologize, but if I lose a game, I don't mean to be rude, but I only play one game per person, whether I win or lose. You understand, of course.
Well, of course I do.
Absolutely. I wish you a great night. I hope to see you maybe again, maybe on the boat, maybe tomorrow night. You coming back? I'd love to be able to win back my tokens.
We'll see. We'll see.
I love a good challenge. And she looks to the rest of the party and she says, very nice security detail you have here. Hope they continue to protect you well.
And after that, I guess, are we still sailing, or how far along is this?
Yeah, so
things transpired?
Yep. So you guys are a few hours into it now. You do feel like Stig, she kind of smiles back at you. You do feel that the boat has already turned, and you have started to progress back towards the dock itself. You do see that a lot of the people seem to be significantly more liberal in their bets, putting quite a bit of golden geese down now, betting at the tables and playing the Sava. You see that Lady Italia has been back down and has another nobleman there that she has apparently not played against yet, and is playing a game and quickly wins back her 20 plus golden goose that she lost.
Do we hear anybody speaking about Drylin?
Speaking of what again? I'm sorry.
Lord Drylin?
You don't. There is some general discussion about the Lord and how a lot of times, he may be on the boat, but a lot of times he's not on the boat. And it appears that he's out someplace else. And you do hear Pao Ming apologizing to many nobles, saying, I'm, so sorry that he's not here. He would love to be here. Unfortunately, there was business on the coast that he had to address, and a lot of kind of discussion back and forth.
Do any of the glasses that everyone was given, do they ever need to be refilled?
They don't. So essentially what happens is you'll notice that, I see what you're saying. Yes, they drink their entire glass, they do set them on the table, and immediately there's additional glasses laying out everywhere. There's an infinite amount of drink there for people.
So was it just like Lady Italia's that was kind of weird?
Yeah, so Lady Italia, the thing that seemed weird about that is it appeared that she was drinking, but there was no liquid that appeared to be taken.
Okay.
Melton, any of the servers that are there are more than happy to get you a drink. If you would like a drink, they have the drinks that they have there. You're more than welcome to have that. They ask if there's anything else that you'd be interested in.
I say I want a martini, shaken, not stirred, though. And my best James Bond impression.
I like it. Yeah, they look at you and they hand you one of the drinks there, and they said, "I'm sorry, sir, I don't know the drink you talk about, but this is a wonderful drink."
And I pour it into my tankard.
Nice. All right, so you kind of pour it in.
Sip on it.
All right, sounds good. So you kind of take a drink and you feel a nice sort of tingle that kind of goes through the throat. However, you have no ill effects from the drink.
Absolutely. I get my tankard of sobriety.
I know you do. So you kind of drink it. However, the staff seems to be a little put off by you pouring it in this tankard versus drinking it out of the nice flute glass that they have.
I don't trust glasses.
And they say, whatever you need, sir. Pao Ming kind of comes up and says, so, how are you doing, my friend?
No, I'm just drinking this little drink and watching people play. Yeah, yes, and I went and played a little bit of game over there with Lady What's Her Face, and I guess she let me win.
I guess nobody ever beats her. It's interesting that you could do so well at the dice table and then proceed to beat Lady Italia at Saba. I don't think I've ever seen anybody have as much luck as you have.
Timora's blessings are with him tonight.
Well, I am a halfling.
Timora, huh? I see. All right. Well, you can believe in whatever you want to believe in, but sometimes there's a little bit too much luck, don't you think?
Well, you can never have too much luck.
Yeah, I suppose. Pao Ming continues to kind of move around the tables again. You do see now that the lights of Yartar are kind of coming off on the distance. You can see them kind of along the side of the boat. You guys are now passing underneath the large bridge that enters into Yartar. And you hear the Pao Ming kind of speaks to the crowd. Everybody kind of is quiet for a second, and Pao Ming kind of looks around and says, excuse me, we're about to come into dock. Everybody must cash in their golden geese before we get to the dock. That is Yartarian the law. So please come back to the Golden Goose, and please allow us to refund any money or give you the money that you deserve. And you see kind of people are kind of milling about, lining up, waiting to get their stuff.
I go ahead over there and cash in my golden geese.
So you walk over, you see several people. Most of them don't have very many geese to turn in at all. There's a few here. There's maybe one person that has a lot. You notice that you set all your golden geese down on the table, and everybody starts clapping all around you. Everybody's clapping, clap, 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 clap. And you hear somebody kind of pat you on the back. Nice job, nice job. Boy, oh boy, that's a haul, no doubt about it.
When they're doing that, I'm kind of like getting in the way, trying to keep people off of him. You know, good bodyguard work.
Yeah, and then you kind of feel people kind of pushing against you, and you're kind of putting your body in between them, and they're really kind of patting them, and then they start patting you on the shoulder instead. They're like, good job. Pao Ming kind of looks down at your tokens and then looks up at you, and she says, wow. That's the most I've ever seen.
Yeah, that guy over there has a bunch, and I bet you Lady, what's her name, is doing the Sabbath Temple. She's been playing like 20 golden geese a game, so she's got a bunch.
So she starts to count out the tokens as you're sitting there, and how many tokens do you have?
248 now.
Alrighty, so she gives you.
Before she cashes or before he cashes them out, I go to Bilton. Sir Bilton, might I keep one of the golden geese as just a token of this fine night, kind of like a memento?
Oh, sure. Here you go.
Pao kind of looks and says, okay. And she says, so that's how many now?
That's 247.
So she reaches down and she counts out a stack of 100 platinum pieces, 200 platinum pieces, 47 platinum pieces, and pushes them towards you. And again, the crowd kind of erupts and sort of cheers and hoots and hollers. You got drunken people kind of yelling, that's the way to give it to them. Good job. And then you hear somebody in the back, what was his name? Belton. Everybody cheers, Belton. Pao says, we hope to see you again on the Grand Dame.
I'll be glad to come back someday.
We'd love to have you. We like good entertainment, and a good player, too.
I'm not a good player. I'm just lucky. Just lucky.
So she says next, and she points to the line, and you see a couple more people come up with their 5 tokens or their 10 tokens.
All right, so she didn't have a problem with me trying to keep one.
No.
Okay.
I'll say, loud enough before we walk too far away. Maybe Lord Belton, next time Lord Dryland would meet with us since, you know, you won so much of his money.